what's going on, guys? Welcome to Sunday Night Charts with Jim of All Trades. Good to see you. Getting a bit of a dump today in Bitcoin, so let's see what's going on. I am bearish in Bitcoin, but there is a signal I'm looking for. I'm looking for a signal to kind of flip bullish for a little while on bullish price action, but right now this wave isn't showing any super strong signs of fizzling out, but let's look at the charts tonight. Let's get an overview of the entire market. We're going to look at crypto. We're going to look at the S&P, NASDAQ. We'll look at the DXY. We'll look at some Forex pairs maybe if you like, and just kind of see where things are and just kind of get ready for the week. But overall, I'm still bearish in Bitcoin, guys. I like a comment I got this past week. Somebody says, I'm going to be the last bear standing. And then when everybody else fades away, Jim will be standing here. Bitcoin will dump, and then I'll end up being right. I loved that comment. That was amazing because it's kind of true. It's how things often go. I get ridiculed when I'm saying, "Hey, this thing's going down. Be careful. Watch this. Watch that." And anyway, and then all of a sudden, there it goes. All right, so don't forget, guys. I'm not here to give you financial advice. It's just showing you what I see in the market. What's up, Christopher Huffman? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Keith, as always, the first to comment. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for being here so faithfully all the time. And let's see how many other viewers we got going on. We got 7 of you here. I think Bitcoin is wearing us down, guys. It is wearing us down. So I guess you want to see me on the screen. Now, let's see if I can get myself on the screen in 3, 2, 1, activate. Boom! There I am in all of my glory. I got a nice little tan. I've been working outside building decks for some customers and doing some of that stuff. So, all right, let's jump in. Again, just showing you how I see the market, guys. Don't want to give you any kind of financial advice, but I will show you how I trade and how I look at the market. And if that helps you, I'm very, very happy. So with that said, welcome to Sunday Night Charts, guys. I got my drink ready. Wet the whistle there, and let's get rocking. All right, so first off, we need to talk about how much time this wave is taking. It's taking quite a bit of time in the market. In other words, it's creating a very large structure here. Okay, when we talk about structures in the market, we talk about waves that have patterns of 3s and 5s. And we analyze wave structure on this market because we believe that wave structure does give us some sense of where price is going. It's not the only indicator, but it's certainly a good indicator, a decent one, one that a lot of people don't pay attention to. So we pay attention to that on the screen. And so this wave structure is getting out of proportion. It's getting big. And it's getting out of proportion for a smaller intermediate wave of a larger wave. In other words, I think it's safe to say now, pretty sure, it's safe to say that this wave right here, so we had this structure here that was sideways, so that we're going to call that a wave. We're going to call this a wave, okay? And we're going to call this a wave, okay? And I think it's safe to say that this wave is complete due to the large nature of this structure. In other words, the fact that if this had just pulled back in 3 small waves and then continue, I would say, hey, yeah, this is part of a larger wave to the upside. But now that this is developing so large and it's very, very strongly pointing to the downside right now, price is melting to the downside. I think it's clear to say that we are now in another wave here that is not done. That there was a chance that this wave right here was all you were expecting, and we got this move there, and it failed. That wave failed to come and take the high and to continue on. So this wave is finished. Okay, it's done. And this is a much larger corrective wave. Okay? And we have to interpret it that way. I think that's what the chart is telling us, that the wave structure is telling us that this wave needs to be interpreted as a larger move counter the uptrend. It's going to be going the opposite direction of this wave as it was trending. Okay? So that's got to be in the forefront of your mind, and it is in the forefront of my mind, that this wave has gotten to the size that I'm thinking, okay, we've got a larger wave that this is a part of. Okay? So if you'll notice for a moment, similar sized waves on the chart. Okay? Similar sized waves. Let's go to the daily. Let's expand this a little bit. And what you'll notice is that the similar sized structures are tops. This is similar sized. This right here is similar sized. This right here is similar sized. But the most blaringly similar is this one right here, in size and in time. In other words, when Bitcoin creates a structure this large, it generally precedes a reversal of the trend. Okay? You see this large structure down here. We had a reversal of the trend. You see this large structure down here. We had a reversal of the trend. So now we're getting a large structure here at the top. Looks like a reversal of the trend. So that's important to pay attention to. The size of this current structure as we look at what's happening here. The size matters. Size does matter. Okay, so that's an important point I want to say on the front end here. Okay? So, I personally am looking at this current wave as a third wave, most likely a third wave to the downside. That should be rather large. What I'd like to do is offer some ideas as to what the wave could be in the Elliott count as we examine it, and offer some price targets to where it might go, where price might be going in relationship to the wave structure. So that's what's on the table for tonight. That's what's on the agenda tonight. All right, so if that's good for you guys, then hit the likes and let's jump in here. Probably not, Brett. We don't have this. The top is a flat, and we can break out up. Yeah, probably not. I suppose anything is possible, but I'm not sure that the wave structure is pointing to the upside, brother. So just be careful. Now, that said, let me say this. While my sentiment at the moment is bearish, and it has been now for several weeks, I've been talking about it. Okay. We've been analyzing the structure, every week here on the channel, and I told you, I said, guys, once this trend line gets broken to the downside, okay, once that trend line got broken, okay, we got a lot more bearish, okay. So let me just say this, that while I am bearish, I'm not bearish forever, right? But right now this wave is telling us, hey, I'm bearish. I'm still going down. And we're going to hold on to that sentiment, okay, until we get a break of this structure back to the upside, a break and a respect of this trend line. Okay? So we want to see we can get more bullish when price says, hey, I'm breaking out of this trend that I'm in. Right now I'm trending down. I'm remaining in a downward channel on the smaller time frames, 4-hour chart. And I'm moving down. When that channel gets broken, okay, to the upside, and it's respected. In other words, sometimes you get a break of it and then it comes right on back down. Okay, and that's very bearish. Okay, that's very bearish. So sometimes that happens. But what we want to see is a break to the upside and a retest of it with a continuation. And that would not guarantee that we're going to go up and break new highs. It just would tell us that this wave, with all likelihood, is completed. That we can say, okay, we have another piece of the puzzle that's done. And it's helpful to know when things are done, okay? Because then we can say, okay, that wave is finished. I know what that wave is now. So now that I understand that wave, I can add that piece and say, okay, what could the next piece of the puzzle be? And we'll talk about those things. But for now, for simplicity's sake, we don't get bullish until we break to the upside and respect that break. We don't break it and then come right back in and break it back down. We break and we respect it. Okay? On the higher time frame. So that's what we're looking for. We want to see that. All right? Now we get we get a lot more bullish if this top trend line right here, this trend line gets broken to the upside. In other words, it's one thing for this trend line to be broken. That could simply be a three-way pullback and then you get continuation. Fine and dandy. That's still bearish even though we broke to the upside because that's an intermediate wave in a larger downward move. However, if this thing wants to come and pull back and then come and break this upside, we would then be thinking of two ideas on the table. Number one, we would think, okay, this is part of a much more bullish wave than we anticipated. And so this is 1 2 1 2. It's a bit, the second 1 2 is too big, but let's just entertain it. And then we're looking for a big move to the upside. That's idea number one. Idea number two is maybe we get a fake out breakout to the upside. In other words, we get a breakout to the upside in three waves. So we got 3, 3, 3. We break this level, pull back, break that level. And so we have three waves then breaking the high. And then we would look for a rejection, a stop hunt, if you will, to come and take out this liquidity down here at 55, 53, 54, 53 area, and possibly lower. So we're taking out liquidity up above, and we take it out below. Okay. There are stops for traders down here. There are stops for traders up here. There's money to be had by the market makers in those areas. So it behooves market making entities to go and grab that liquidity, to take it. How do you do that? Well, what you do is you in the middle of this wave, we're right in the middle of this range here, right? We're kind of getting towards the bottom section of it. People are getting more bearish, especially with today's price action. People are getting more bearish. Every candle that goes down, more bears join. So there's more people shorting the market the more this thing goes down. People who are long begin to stop their trades because it's going against their longs. They were looking for it to go up here. It did not go up. It broke down. So for every candle that goes down, we get traders going short. And those traders are going to have liquidations, and they're going to have stops at any number of places as this wave, as these levels take it up. And the ultimate area where most traders are going to let this thing ride to, or a lot of traders are, it's going to be up here. Their stops are going to be up here. In other words, a break of this high, there's going to be a lot of orders of liquidity right here. These are buy orders. These are buyers. They're forced buyers because they're really sellers that become buyers when price gets too high. There's stops. All right? There's money there. Okay? There's money up here. Because, and the further this goes out, so what happens is they'll get bullish here, they'll break this, they could fake it and take it down fast and furious. Okay? They could do that. Sorry. I got to keep an eye on a trade here. So they could take it down fat, but they take it up, get some bullish guys in here, taking longs, take price down to break these levels here, get the long stops. Those longs, those people going long in this area, become sellers down here. So there's sell orders down here. And those sell orders feed the market makers buying. So the market maker wants to buy in here. And the market maker wants to sell up here. So if the market maker is going to sell up here, they need buyers. Who's going to buy up here? Breakout traders and guys who are going short and their stops are hit. And if they want to buy down here, well, who's going to buy? Who's going to sell to them? The buyers that get the buyers that were buying up in here hit their stops down here, become sellers. They'll sell to the market. So that's how liquidity works, okay? And there are bad traders all over the market doing that kind of crap, giving money to the market making entities. And they're very good at taking your money. Very good at it. But that's how they're going to take your money. Okay, that's how they're going to take a trader's money. All right. Now, those are the short-term traders. These are the guys who are day trading in these ranges, right? Then you got the long-term traders. You say, okay, where are the long-term traders? Where are the traders with long-term holds? Where are they going to let go of their money? Okay. And basically what we're doing right now is liquidity analysis and say, okay, where the long-term trader is going to let go of their money. Well, we're going to look at highs and we're going to look at lows, okay? So right now we have an old all-time high that got hit. Now, why did that all-time high get hit? Why did they come and hit it and then now they're playing up here? Why aren't they continuing to take price up? Because there are people who were buying up in these areas, okay, right in here. This is how it went down for people, probably. There were people buying up here out of FOMO, all in these areas right up in here. FOMO buying. And then it went down, and it came back up, and it went up really fast. And they were shocked at this move, and then they were relieved at that move, and everything's good and dandy until this move. Boom, boom, boom. So these buyers, okay, probably became sellers down here because they kept They probably thought, I mean, every time it pulled back and went down, pulled back, went down, pulled back, went down, they're thinking this is going to, and you know, so anybody that was buying up here freaked out maybe and sold down here. But if they managed to hold it, prices come back to them. And it went up relatively quickly and powerfully. Okay? And it's taken this high out and they're sitting in profit right now. Right? If they didn't get them to let go of their positions down here, they're sitting in profit right now, but not much profit. Okay? So there's money here still to be had. We'll say, how do they get it? Well, all they have to do is take price down again. And they'll wear the Bitcoin buyers out. Because they're going to look at that, oh, it's going to go down again, and you know they'll get freaked out, you know, and then finally let go of their positions. And then they'll take price up. Okay. Now you got the hodlers that are just holding on, they're just holding on, they hold on forever, and that's fine and dandy, you can do that. But I'm just telling you that this is an area right here, this area right here is an area of liquidity from back here. Okay? Now we have another area of liquidity. We have to identify that. So let's look at that. And that's down here. So we got levels of price that means much here. Right here. Those are two strong levels, and then you've got an intermediate level right in here. We got some intermediate stuff going on. You see the liquidity here, here, and here. We've got intermediate liquidity. So here are your liquidity zones right here. These are the zones where there's money to be made, where traders are going to have their positions. Okay, there's going to be buying and selling around these prices. Okay, and these are liquidity zones. And so the market makers are going to work these areas. They're going to work them. Remember, they make money, the big boys make money through emotional trades of retail traders. And retail traders make their decisions emotionally based on what's going on with price, generally speaking. It's generally what happens. And I guess I need to highlight one more area of liquidity that's huge. And that's right in here. It's huge. Massive price history here. Okay. Bitcoin is just a dumping. Let me look at a small time frame, see what's going on. I would expect a bounce here of more significance. It would seem, based on the volume. Well, maybe not. There could be a bigger one. That's not as big as it could be. There may be more down coming. We'll see. I'm looking at you guys offering some ideas as far as a diagonal and triangle, camel teabag. I doubt it's either of those. I doubt that the wave structure is a diagonal or a triangle. The size, the proportionality and the size, in my opinion, is just too big. Okay. What's up, James Bond? Good to see you, bro. All right. All right, there we go. See if we get a bit of a bounce here. I've been expecting a bounce. This little volume node. See, when you get these high volume spikes here, they generally indicate the final move. move there. So you get a bit of a that volume says we got a bit of a pullback there. It stopped. The wave stopped and made a move back to the upside. It retraced pretty strongly. So with this kind of a spike here, it's not as big as it could be. It's not as big as this one here. So, but nevertheless, I was expecting I don't know how big of a move back up. Probably a 1% retrace maybe in price at least. I would love to see a flat here. That would also be a nice idea, just small time frame idea here, where we got 3, and let's get 5 here. Boom. And that would be a 3-wave move, flat, similar to this wave right here. And it would be followed by more down. Excuse me. Tired. All right. It's on the 15-minute, we're pretty oversold. So I'm expecting a bounce. Now, I don't know how big it's going to be. I don't know if it'll be this big, but I'm expecting a bit of a bounce. It doesn't have to. You can see kind of a trend in the volume, but it's getting ready to do something spiky. The 1 hour is pretty oversold as well. Yeah, I would like to see it move back up. All right. All right, so anyway, back to the liquidity discussion. There is liquidity to be had on this chart. The upward direction is not the only direction that this chart can go. All right. Now, again, I've told you what I'm looking at and when I become bullish, okay? And there's going to be some early warning signs of bullishness on the 15-minute, okay? 15-minute, 1 hour. Excuse me. It's very simple. When that trend line, when this trend gets broken to the upside, we can then be a little bit more bullish for a while, at least for a 3-wave correction. As long as this gets broken and respected. If it breaks and then comes right back in, okay, all we're going to do is we're going to move our trend line to there, to the break and the continuation, okay? And then we have a larger channel to deal with. But for now, that's the way we're going to treat it. We want to see this thing broken, and that's when we're going to get more bullish. Okay? Got a nice 4-hour trend here. We are oversold even on the 4-hour. We are due for a correction to the upside. Let's do some analysis on this small time frame and say, what's going on up here? What's happening? What is that wave? Okay. Now, the first thing I noticed that jumps out at me is that this is 3 waves. Excuse me. And that 3 waves did not break this high. Right there. 3 waves did not break that high. So, we could have a possible ABC on our hands. A, B, and a C wave. And that C wave could be about finished. It might need a little bit more. What would that be? Well, we're approaching the 618 retrace of this 3-wave move to the upside. So that tells me chances are it's not done. This is going to get more down. It may have an intermediate pullback, but this is coming down to the 618. Now, could it bounce bigger first? Yeah. Could you get a bounce like this? Boom. And then it rolls over to hit this? Absolutely. Nevertheless, there's probably more downside coming to that wave. We haven't hit, and probably you're going to see some kind of a reaction right here. Look at all that price. Look at all that price liquidity. At all these peaks right there. So this level right here, sitting around 61K range, it's a key level. 61 to 62.5 is a key level. The 786 retrace is at 59,871. Okay? 59,871. That's where the 786 retrace is. What's that retracing? That's retracing this. Come on. This, oh, come on. It's retracing this 3-wave move right there. Which seems to be an intermediate wave between this wave and this wave, potentially. But what I notice here, is that the proportionality between waves, this wave right here and this wave right here, they're the same. This wave is bigger than both of than this one or that one. In other words, they're not proportional necessarily. That tells me potentially we might be working on a WXY here, where you get a W, boom, an X that comes down here somewhere, and we got an ABC. Now, and then we'd be looking for a Y wave to the upside. We would look for some kind of a zigzag more than likely. Like that. A similar wave to this right here. And that would be a WXY. That would be a corrective wave, guys. Okay? But that would actually be a bullish wave because it would be corrective. In other words, we would have to look at this and say, okay, more than likely, this is part of a flat. A, B, C. Now, while that's coming down, probably, what does it mean? It means, with all likelihood, there's going to be more upside to follow it. All right? If that's a flat. Case in point, here's that very same motion right here. Boom. 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 There's a flat. It's much smaller. This is much smaller than this. This is a much bigger structure, but the same structure could be created. Now, is that going to play twice? I think it's unlikely, but at least it's a thought. It's an idea. It's a possibility. Okay? So that's a count I would at least pay attention to and have at least in the back of my mind, though it's not my primary count. The way this is looking, guys, the way this is looking, until this breaks to the upside, until it breaks that trend line, I am really bearish on this wave. I would not be surprised to see this roll over. Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see it pop out of that trend line and then roll over and come down here with some relative speed. Would not be surprised. Now, if it surprises me and starts breaking to the upside, I would watch out for a three-wave move like that. In which case, I would look at that as a corrective wave and I would expect more down. But if I got a corrective wave of this size and magnitude, oh, guys, I'm here to tell you, we got a massive wave coming down. That's really, really bearish. Now, that would look real bullish to a lot of people because that's going to break, pull back, and continue. And it would look real bullish for a while until it broke back down to the downside. But when it broke down, we're talking it would be coming down and coming down hard and fast. Why? Because this would be a 1-2 to the downside. It could possibly be an A and a B, and we'd be looking for a C. Could possibly be that. All right, what do we do with this wave? So what I just did is I talked about what this wave right here is implying. This wave right here is implying one of two things. It is a finished correction, and we're coming down now. All right? Or it's the first leg of a more complex correction. We have to go break the top, and then we're coming down. But that's what this leg right here would lead you to believe. In other words, this being a three-wave zigzag that seems complete and finished, and now we're getting a wave back down. It's letting us know that this was an intermediate wave of something much larger. So how would you interpret that on the higher time frame? Well, you would look at it like this. This would be your first wave to the downside. There's your second wave, and then we'd be looking for a third wave. And that's exactly what's happening. You say, well, Jim, how do you get a feel for where this thing would come down? What would be the target if we got three waves like this? Okay. So let's talk about that for a moment. What would be the target? A couple of ways to do that. But the main way is we would look at this as we'd look at the extension of this wave, and we'd look for the one-to-one correspondence, but that looks much too dumpy, okay? Because I'm excuse me one second. I'm primarily looking for 5 waves. I want to see 5 waves here. If this is coming down, I want it to be 5 waves. Why 5 waves? Why would I expect that to be a 5-wave move down? Because, this is simple now. This is either 5 waves right there or it's 3 waves. But either way, both counts call for 5 waves down following it. If this is 3 waves, you have a 3-wave move, boom. 3-wave move, boom. That's a 3 that has come back more than 90% of the previous wave. In other words, this has retraced 90% of this first wave, which means we would look for a 3, and this would be a 5, and we'd call that a flat. We would look for an extension in 5 waves down, probably likely to the 1618 or even the 2618. Those would be the areas I would be watching. Now, which one of those lands where there's good liquidity to be grabbed? Even a 3618 would be amazing. And possible. Because the 3618 takes out and comes down to a liquidity zone right underneath this wave right here. You remember when this was coming down and everybody was saying, we're going to 10K, we're going to 12K. In other words, this is coming down, and everybody was looking for lower targets, except Jim Pierce. Jim Pierce was like, guys, wave structure is pointing to the upside. I think we're going to be going up, and we're going to go up into the 40s. That's what I was calling for at the time. I was looking for a takeout of this wave right there. Okay, between 40 and 50K. My primary first target was 41 to 43K at the time. All right. But everybody else at the time down here was like, oh, we're going lower, lower, lower. Guys, I'm here to tell you that the market often goes where you expect it to go. It normally goes where you expect it to go. It just goes there in a way that you do not expect it. In other words, I believe Bitcoin is going to be going to 100K. I believe that Bitcoin is going to hit 100K. But I do not believe it's going to hit 100K in a way that you are going to anticipate. In fact, it's going to take a turn that you're not anticipating before it gets to 100. It's going to do something to shake you out of 100, out of your position. It's going to do something to make you doubt that price is going to 100K, and you won't feel like it's going to 100K, and then it'll go to 100K. That's when it's going to go to 100K. But if you're expecting it and you're looking for Bitcoin to start flying right now, I'm just here to tell you it ain't going to happen. More than likely, it ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen in a way that you expect it. It's the nature of the beast. It's the way the market moves, guys. They have to do it. If you look on the chart and you're like, oh, this is definitely going up, then most likely, if you're looking at the chart and all you can think of is this is going up, then you better start looking down. You better start looking for the price to go down. Because if you're looking at the chart and you're thinking, oh, this is going up, 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 how many other people think it's going up, 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 up? How many other people around the world are looking at that thinking, yeah, that's going to go up? All kinds of them. So if you got all these people all over the world thinking this is going to go up, 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 so they're buying, 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 well, market-making entities can only sell so much before they're upside down on their books. So they have to move price. They have to manipulate price so that they can equalize and stabilize their books so they don't get upside down in positions too much. So in other words, you see price going up, 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 up. They have to take it down. Satisfy their books, satisfy their positions, and then they'll take it up. But that's a reality you have to live with and understand. J-Mart, I saw that super chat. I'll get to you as soon as I can. Thanks for reminding us, Chemo. Appreciate it, man. Of course, it went up a lot farther and higher than I anticipated. All right, so anyway, looking at this wave structure, I'm looking at it thinking, okay, regardless, I'm kind of looking for 5 waves down. I'm either looking for a 3-wave move back to the upside to take the high out here. That's what I'm looking for. Or I'm looking for 5 waves down from here. But that's pretty much what I'm looking for. Because if this is 3, I'm looking for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And I'm looking for a proportionality that makes sense. And I'm looking for a liquidity level that makes sense. Well, the liquidity level that makes sense to me, okay, let's draw a trend line here. The 1618 here and a retest of this trend line, not a bad idea. But the 3618 right down here, oh man, that's 10K. That takes out some liquidity down here, buddy. That comes down to a real, so 8 to 10K is a target that I wouldn't mind seeing Bitcoin come on down to in a relatively quick way. Now, I'm not talking like in a day or a week or something like that, but over the course of the next year or so, I would not be surprised to see Bitcoin making its way down, but it'd probably take longer to get down there than I would anticipate. It always does. But the wave structure to me at this point is very bearish. Very bearish. I'm here to tell you. It is very bearish. And I change my tune. Okay, I do. If this comes and breaks that high, and it breaks this high, and it doesn't come back in to here. In other words, if it breaks these highs and respects this line right there, then I get more bullish. And I will say, hey, this is what it is. It's a trashy wave. I'm not a big fan of it. Here it goes. But if I'm honest with the wave structure I'm seeing, I'm looking at this thinking, this needs to come down here. I would not be surprised to see it come down here. Or even here. Eventually. So those would be my first target zone. Would be 45 to 50K range. That would be my first target area. It would make more sense to break this low here. So I wouldn't, and to hit this trend line. So 38,000 is a very good target. 38,000 is a very good potential buy zone after a three-wave move. We would look for a potential buy for Bitcoin to start going up to higher highs. This would shake out some people, and the Bitcoin could make its way on up. Okay, so I'm bearish. I've given you levels and targets. I've also told you when I change my mind. That I think the analysis for Bitcoin is over. What's left is to look at correlation now. Is the rest of the charts telling a similar story? If we can go to Ethereum and ADA and some other charts, XRP maybe, and say, yeah, the wave structure is kind of telling a similar story, then all of a sudden we feel really good about our analysis. So correlation analysis. So we've done some liquidity analysis here. We've done some wave structure analysis. Okay. Now we need to do some correlation analysis. Okay. So let's do the correlation analysis, and then let's look at the traditional markets as well. We'll look at Tesla, S&P, NASDAQ. Maybe we'll look at DXY and the Aussie dollar and Euro USD, and just kind of get a sense for what are the markets doing in general, and are they moving in tandem together? Are they telling a story that can be understood? Let me check the chat here, see what you guys are saying. Let me check. Let me J Mart, since you gave me that, let me check Adam for you right now. I don't want to make you wait any longer. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate it. Fractally speaking, we got kind of a repeat wave here. You had all this price action right here, and then you're getting kind of a repeat of it. Except it went lower. And if you'll notice this kind of wave shape right in here, very similar wave shape right there. We've got divergence here. And we're oversold on the daily. We're going to get super bullish, at least for a wave, at least for a trade. This breaks to the upside here. If we get a break of this to the upside, that's going to be a good signal, potentially, to take a long on Adam. Potentially looking for a move up similar to this one right here. So we got some hidden bull. Well, I don't know if it's hidden bull. No. Looking at this, if I were to bet, we get a pullback and continuation down. This level is going to get broken. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to say about Adam there. Guys, I'm here to tell you, though, I kind of think a crypto winter is coming. I think there's a crypto winter coming where a lot of these altcoins are going to die off. And we may be on the precipice of it. If Bitcoin is getting ready to get sold off, like I showed you, like the wave structure seems to be pointing to, if that happens, then it's going to cause a lot of these alts that are already retesting their lows from the previous dump. I mean, you'll see Adam here has not really made any progress in price to the upside past the correction that we had. So either this is getting ready to make a new low, which, how much more room does it have to go? Where's zero? I mean, here's zero right here. Could go to zero, die off. Or just might sell off and then recoup and start pumping again. But what's going to cause that pump? Well, Bitcoin would have to pump with it. Do we see a macroeconomic situation in which this world is ready for a pump? Guys, I mean, the markets are ready to pop. We're in all-time high bubbles, guys. We're in bubbles. What happens to bubbles, guys? They generally don't keep getting bigger. Once you blow a bubble up, they generally like to pop, guys. And we're on the precipice of a historical pop that's going to be beyond anything we've seen in the last 100 years. We've got death to worldwide currencies. Not just one country and its currency collapsing. This is the whole world's fiat currency collapsing and a new world order creating a digital system in which everybody has to migrate to it. What is going to create that is going to be a death to the U.S. dollar and the world currencies. It's going to take an economic crisis that's going to, I don't know what that's going to look like, and I don't know where crypto is going to be in that, but I imagine it's going to have an effect on all markets. I think once things shift over to digital, there's going to be a run on those markets, and those markets will pump and run. But I don't think it's the time yet. I think we have to see a major banking collapse. We have to see the death to the fiat currency system. The debt-based system that we're currently in has to die off. It has to be destroyed and killed by bad economics so that the new world order can rise and this plan can be executed. Now, I don't know what that means for a lot of these crap coins out there. A lot of these digital currencies that people like to trade, these meme coins, and I don't know what it means for those, but I have a feeling that if Bitcoin takes another dive down to $10,000, which I see as a potential in the chart, it's going to have a really negative effect on the entire market, so that a lot of these coins, they're going to end up going to zero. They're going to end up dying, and they're going to end up just they're going away. Now that's my feeling. That's my take on it. I don't know how and I don't know when, but I see it as a possibility. So when I look at a chart like Atom that I'm looking at right now, and I see the all-time high it made, and then I see a double top here and a rejection of price that comes all the way back down. Okay, and it retraces what percentage. It's come back. Excuse me. It's come back 90%, guys. 90% of its all-time high has been taken back, and I see price action struggling to, to stay above zero. I see an asset that isn't finding buyers right now. You might argue that's a reaccumulation. Maybe. We got some volume in here. We do. We have volume in here. Is it the kind of volume? Is it sellers? Is it buyers? What is it? What kind of buyer? What kind of volume is that? We certainly have room for this thing to pump and to go up. And we're not too far away from zero. So what's going to happen? Is Bitcoin going to pump? And is Atom going to pump with it? It will. Good. But wave structure seems to be saying to me, I've got more down to go. We're close to breaking this wave. Okay, so there's Atom, guys. Let's see what you guys are saying. Are we getting a choppy live stream? All right, let me read the chat here. Just give me a second. Chemo, the NVDA. Where's that posted, buddy? I don't see Abandoned Babies comment. I'm not seeing any. I don't even see. So. We got a real live bull in here. Brett's major bullish. Whimsy Trades. That's a great question, man. You know, I'm a silver guy. I like silver, so I've got some of my money in silver. Any real asset, man. Any real assets where you want. Let me check crypto majors here. Hold on a second, guys. I'll pull it up. Yeah, I found it. Let's see if you can. All right, so this is NVIDIA Corporation. On top, and this is the gold chart on the bottom. Yeah, gold. Yeah, that's a correlation by Kemosabe there. We're looking for gold to shoot up to $6,000 here. Yeah, I think that's a great copy chart. That looks fantastic. Love it. Love it. Yeah, I mean, you know, silver and gold are real money. It's real money. So I'm trying to figure out what's happening right here on Ethereum. It's kind of a interesting little area. I got a big volume spike here. That's out of the ordinary for all this volume here in general. So let me know it's a potential pivot zone. Doesn't mean it can't go down more, but I just, this price action is very interesting. Yeah. All right. Let's see what else you guys are saying here in the chat. Yeah, Whimsy, I agree, buddy. Chemo's too bullish on gold. No, I think you're right to be bullish at this time on gold, Chemo. I mean, I do. I think the gold and silver charts are majorly bullish. Let's just take a peek at the gold and silver charts just for a moment here. Let me pull up my Tesla chart. You know, Tesla is an interesting little baby as well. What you'll notice is that, you know, oh, come on. Tesla had the same three-wave thing that Bitcoin had, and you got this wave here, and this is looking like it's coming down here. This could be part of a much more complex wave, right? But this is really interesting to me. This three-way move is very interesting to me. Okay, let's look at the silver and gold chart. I got them here. There's silver. Okay, so there's silver. We're still making highs here on the weekly chart, the 2 week chart. Plenty of room for this to continue to trend up. We could experience some kind of a pullback here, but guys, over the next several years, silver's going up. That's what that looks like to me right there. You got a 1-2 right here, and you got another 1-2. You could get a third 1-2, and I'm looking up. So silver looks very, very bullish to me. So I am a silver dude. I like silver. Gold, same thing. You're gonna get this is very bullish. You get pullbacks, continuation. This is gonna go parabolic soon. In the next year or two, gold and silver are gonna go parabolic. As far as putting your money somewhere, any tangible asset, property, gold and silver is real money. Any place where you can later on sell, not necessarily to make a profit, though you may. It's more about preserving it and getting it out of cash. You don't want to be in cash. You don't want it to be in the banks. Okay? Because the banking system is on the verge of a collapse. Okay? What happened in Cyprus, Greece, in 2000, what year was that crisis? You guys remember, was it 2011, 2012? Was it 2000? I don't know. It came on the heels of the 2008 banking crisis, but the Cyprus banks, people that had their money there, were not able to have access to their money, and it was, the banks went insolvent. Okay, that is totally possible and plausible to happen again. They've already started to happen. Remember the Sun Systems, or Sun Bank, or whatever it was out in California last year, the year before, that failed. That's still going on. It's still happening. So anyway, we're on the verge of banking systems. So if you got a ton of money in your savings account, hundreds of thousands of dollars, you stand to lose it potentially. You stand to lose money and not have access to your money because the banking system collapses. Listen, we're in a fractional reserve debt-based system. Yeah, having it in crypto too, and the stable coin isn't. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? It would seem to me that USDC is safer than USDT. Would you guys agree with that? I don't know, but I get the sense that the USDC is Coinbase, which is the major player in crypto, and seems safer. Seems to be part of the plan. What do you guys think? USDC? What stable coin do you think is better? USDT, USDC? Love to hear your thoughts there in the comments there. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. What's up, Steven? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I'm kind of the opinion of the same thing, that USDC is better than USDT. I'm not giving you any financial advice here, Whimsy, but you might research that, Whimsy Trades. See what's the plan for USDC as a stable coin, as its connection is with Coinbase, and Coinbase's connection with the long-term plan for crypto. The Crypto Teacher, guys, his channel is pretty good when it comes to seeing the connectivity of the major players and the behind-the-scenes working of these guys. And understanding the Fed, he's got a decent channel. It's a little quirky, but it's still, I think, probably on point. And he brings news clips that kind of let you know what they're thinking and doing. These big boys are. So you might check out the Crypto Teachers channel. Watch that. It's pretty decent. Yeah, I don't know I don't feel great about where to keep my money either. It's a scary time. I'm not even sure it's safe in silver, because if there's a run on silver, or price starts going up of silver, what am I going to cash it into, and who's going to buy it from me, right? I mean, who's going to be wanting to buy? So that's something I've been considering. I don't have a ton silver, but I have a substantial chunk of it, and I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to cash it out when it's time. Kooky is right. He's a little. The channel's a little kooky. But I think he's... Yeah, is it going to crash before the election? I don't know. Probably not. It just depends. Because, to be honest with you, it really depends on who the candidate's going to be. Guys, because, do you think Joe Biden's going to be the candidate? Really? That guy's probably going to... They're probably going to... I don't know. Something's going to happen, and he is not going to be the candidate. And they're going to have to put somebody else in there that's more viable to run against Trump, right? And so, who's going to run against Trump? I don't know. But in that case, will the markets matter at that point? A lot of times, the incumbent, the markets get propped up for the election, to aid the incumbent president to get reelected, right? Well, if Biden isn't the candidate, I mean, come on, really? I mean, does anybody think it's going to be even close if we had a fair election? Would it even be close? I mean, with seeing, if you guys watch Liberal Hive Mind and what are some other channels? Benny, just the conservative. I mean, it's clear that people, even liberals, are just moving over to Trump, right? So, so a market being sustained and pumping wouldn't necessarily matter. Go to aid Trump, and I don't think it would aid Biden. Even if they did, I mean, what are they going to say? Oh, look at the markets under my presidency. We had 6 months of a good run on it. I mean, I don't know. So I don't know how are the markets going to respond this year to. My guess is that they're probably going to sell off prior to the election, and if Trump gets elected, there'll probably be a takeoff, a pump of the market. So we might get a substantial pullback, and then a pump if Trump gets elected, maybe. I'm just speculating, guys. I don't know how the markets are gonna go. Well, yeah, I think the people are screaming for conservatism. They didn't understand it, but now they're starting to see the dangers and the problems with liberalism. But nevertheless, it's the liberals that control the media, that control the narratives, and at the end of the day, they don't want freedom. They want subjugation and power, and conservatism is all about conserving liberty. It's about small government, limited government, free markets, right? That's what a conservative is. They look for free markets and freedom, and freedom isn't good for power. Man, I hope you're wrong, Chemo. I tell you what, I hope you're wrong. You will own nothing, but you'll be happy. Yeah. It's probably right. I mean, dang. I feel like I'm in a dystopian movie. I feel like I'm part of a dystopian movie. Whimsy trades, I agree with you there. I think the majority of people don't have a clue. Yeah, I certainly depopulation is on the agenda of these evil people. There's no doubt about it. They're all. I mean, they say it. They say that the country needs to be depopulated. The world needs to be depopulated. So No, I'm with you. I'm kind of there with you too. But how's it going to play out? I don't know. All right, guys. Well, let's finish up the live stream tonight, doing some analysis of the S&P. Let's look at the S&P real quick on the daily. Here's the 3-day chart of the S&P, guys, and what you'll notice as we have a wave, it's beginning to go parabolic here. Okay, so you'll notice on the S&P that let's get on the monthly for a moment. You can kind of see it now. There it is. When the wave goes parabolic, it's going to go, but there's going to be a deep pullback, percentage wise. Okay, so this is prepping. You can see the divergence here on the monthly divergence. That's pretty strong. It's letting us know that this wave is fizzling out. As we look at this particular wave right here, I'm expecting a pretty deep pullback back down to this level minimum to start it, to get going. Okay, then maybe a pullback, and then another continuation move there, followed by maybe some more pumpage, in years to come. But guys, what I just drew right there, this is 2 decades worth of price action right there. 2 decades worth of correction, worth of massive movement in price, mainly down. But money can be made both ways, guys. But this is 2 decades worth of price action on the monthly chart, just the way I've drawn it. So I guess what I'm saying is that there's a correction coming, guys. It's coming. It's looming. It's coming soon to a chart near you. Is this? Let me get on the daily. Is this finished? Hard to understand what this wave is doing here. Whenever I see this move right here, boom, and then I hit to the high, that looks very finished. That you even have the divergence that you expect to see when you get something like that. But they can keep pumping it if they want to. But I think we're gonna be having a dump soon, maybe this summer. I'll tell you what to do here is you want to draw this trend line. Whimsy Trades, is this your first time in Sunday night charts? Because YouTube knew that you that you'd like us. Hey guys, you want to see my cat? There's my cat. All right, my cat's gonna hug me for a little while, so. Yeah, you're sweet. Okay, purr away. This is Ruby, guys. This is Ruby. I don't think you can see her anymore. I do this live stream, Whimsy Trades. I do it every Sunday night, so welcome. Let's check out the NASDAQ here. Cat. It's hilarious. NASDAQ's the same way, except NASDAQ looks like it's ready to dump to me. Looking at the 3-day, guys, I mean, just look at it. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you got a little 1, 2 in here. 3, 4, 5. To me, I mean, it's looking done. It's looking cooked. It's any time now, guys. Any time now. I'm bearish, guys. I can't help it. Can they keep taking it up? I suppose they can. All right. Let's take a peek at Ethereum. See what Ethereum's doing. Cat. What is this? What's happening here? I mean, there is some hidden bullish divergence on Ethereum. Ethereum looks a little bit more potentially bullish than Bitcoin does from wave structure. But this wave right here is nasty. Right in here. It is just absolutely nasty. I would love to see a nice break of that trend line right there. I'd like to see a progressive break of these trend lines to the upside for a larger correction. I'm looking at this wave as a 1, 2. A 1 and then a 2. Let's get a something like that going, and then I'd like to see it come down again. That would be nice. That would make sense to me. But if this thing wants to get real bearish, if this thing wants to get real bearish, I suppose we can get a major dump right here. But usually we get some kind of fake out. So I wouldn't be surprised on Ethereum to see some kind of shot to the upside like that. And then, boom, down we go. And this would be a flat. Hard to say, hard to say. Let's look at ADA for a moment. I was looking at this as a triangle right in here. A, B, C, D, E. Now I'm looking for 5 waves down. Notice we've got volume spikes here. Right there. Would not be surprised. I would like to see a move back up. Those volume spikes kind of let me know that we're at the end of a move. We also have potential break to the upside here of some local. So I would love to see this wave get a little bullish here. I really would. We might have an interim. I would love to see a little bit of a pump here. At least a pump and then another wave down and then go. So that's ADA. Is it finished? Is it going to roll over and go down? Make another wave? See, I look at this wave right here, and I'm like, this looks about finished, but then I need something like this. This could be a reversal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I need 3 waves. Boom. A, B, C. Then we go. But we do this for a couple of years. All right, guys. Well, I'm pretty exhausted. I think I've got to call it a night, guys. I'm about to fall asleep right here, right in front of you. So, guys, I've enjoyed hanging out with you. Good to be with you. Y'all have a fantastic evening. Kimosabi, thank you, as always, for always being here and interacting with my people. Appreciate it. Guys, hope y'all have a fantastic. I'm going to be part of the Discord. Love to have you in our Discord. Just join the Patreon. We'll get you right in tonight. Just go to the patreon.com/GymOfAllTrades. Join up there, and let's have a great night, guys. I'm bearish until we break to the upside, guys, so be careful. We might have a bit of a pullback coming soon, so let's see what happens. Y'all take it easy. Bye.